Hi everybody, it's me, Bob Anderson. I'm back again of Bob Anderson Art to continue working on this still life. Now the last time I did a video, I was working on this blossom, this outer blossom right here, because this is a separate blossom in the center there. But I was working on this and I was putting the detail in and I was just like, "Argh," with the frustration over the detail. I reached a point where I really didn't want to work on that anymore. So what I explained to you is sometimes it's best if you get bogged down in an area to move to another area and come back to it at a later date. So I went and I decided to put in the base of this huge pink blossom right here, and then this other big magenta one here, and this purple one here, and then I started putting some of the leaves in down here. And now I'm back, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting some detail on these leaves and show you how I do that. I'm going to put the picture right here that I'm reproducing. And, you know, I think I'll put my glasses on for this. It helps me see a little better. Okay. So, with this leaf right here, the one that wraps right around, I notice that it's like a whitish kind of color. The way the light's hitting it, this leaf has a whitish green. So I'm gonna mix a little white in there and then start putting the whitish green on the parts of the leaf that have it. So it comes down to right about here. And I'm just feathering out the whiter green out to the edge. And then it comes back, it's right down here too, on this part of the leaf. So I'm going to bring this down a little further. And then there's a little bit right here on that part of the leaf, where the leaf edge kind of rolls up a little bit and catches a little bit of that whiter green light. And then up here on this leaf right next to it, some of that whiter green is right up here on this leaf too. So I'm going to put it on there, on this long green leaf. I don't know if you can see it. They kind of all blend into each other here. But there's a leaf right here that comes and curls down, and this upper part, like this leaf next to it, is a brighter, whiter green. It comes down a little bit, and then it goes into a little shadow from this little leaf that's going to be right there. And so then it comes down right here where it bends and folds, kind of twists downward. It's a brighter green again. There we go. And now there is a dark section of the marble vase that's showing through right here that you may not be able to identify, which will be right in this area. But there's also a leaf that curls up right here, and that's also got this whiter green kind of color on it as well. So I'm going to put that in. And these leaves also have a little bit of a razor edge, like a tooth on them, which I'm going to put in at some point. Like there's little razor blade edges on the leaves. The leaves. And then this leaf right up here also, the one that curls up underneath this blossom, is also like a whiter green. So I'm going to put that on. Just like this. And then it goes, it's kind of tucked underneath, which I will put that blossom, that leaf of that blossom in, that petal, later. And then we have this, the stem from this leaf is kind of long, and it comes down from here and goes into this leaf. It almost looks like these two leaves come from the same point, but they couldn't, but that's the way it looks on the image. Okay, then we're gonna come down to this leaf that goes underneath here, and there's some of that lightish, whitish green down here. There we go. Actually, they could even be whitened up a little more. As the paint dries, it darkens down a little bit. And so there's a little higher highlight of a whitish green right there. And just putting that little kind of razor blade, or excuse me, razor tooth edge of that leaf in. Like that. A little more right here. And it's like this edge of this leaf almost has like a little highlight right on the edge, even though as it disappears up behind the other leaf. I'm going to put that little sawtooth edge on that leaf. And now there's a couple of these veins coming from this leaf that you can see are it's the same kind of lighter whitish green. And then down at the bottom, at this one, is actually a little more of a yellowy vein. Now up here, there's a vein on this coming up like this, and then one coming like this, and then there's a few over here. But they're kind of faint, so I gotta make them real thin. There's a little bit of a highlight on this lighter area right here, which I need to lighten up with just a little more. It goes right to the edge, to that sawtooth edge. And This one, and this needs to be a little lighter as well. This fold on this leaf, I'm gonna put a brighter whitish green. Oh, I just made a stray stroke. That's okay, I'll cover it later. And it's wrapping, curling down. And there's also a vein that comes from right up here that's in the same color. That kind of goes down here. It runs right through the center of that leaf. Let me just finish this part where the light breaks on that leaf and folds down. And then there folds up at the very bottom. The edge curls up on that leaf and it has light on it. Okay. So I'll put the little shadows in there later. How are you all today? I hope you're all doing well. Okay, now if we look at this leaf right here has also got a highlight right here. And the edge is kind of highlighted right up there. And then there's also a vein. Is that the correct word, a vein for a leaf? What are they called? Phloem and xylem or something? Those capillaries that carry water. And I'm calling them veins for right now. And then this goes up right through down the center of that leaf, but it's going up because the leaf is going up and then curling underneath this big blossom right here. Then I'm going to highlight this a little more, this stem. Oops. And then it's a little more highlighted right at this area. And then again, this area needs to be on this leaf right here that's tucking right underneath this green apple pod thing that I still don't know what it is. And then for some reason the light carries right down the underside of that leaf. The very edge is highlighted. Putting that little sawtooth edge on it. Oh boy. And this light reflection on this leaf carries up a little bit higher. It's more of a yellowy white green down here, and then it turns into a bluer kind of green. So I'm adding a little blue to that leaf, to this leaf. Oops, a little too strong. A little too much blue on there. And see, right from underneath this leaf here, it comes down. And then it goes up here. And I'm going to blend it into this green a little bit, this lighter highlight. The highlight is a little harsh still. I need to tone that down. Now, this little leaf that's peeking out here has like a real bright, kind of like a yellowy green highlight on that, which I'm going to do right now. It's already kind of there, and it wraps right down here on the underside. And then there's a little, like a leaf that curls right out of this darkness, but there's 3 little stems there. There's one for this leaf, and then there's one that comes down. Like this. And then there's one that comes out like that. I believe this stem connects to this leaf, and it curls around right in there. It's like a little curled leaf right here underneath that apple pod thing. So now I notice I'm going to put a little white in that green because this vein running right here needs to actually be whiter. And I'm going to hit this highlighted vein right here on this leaf again. I'm going to hit this edge again. So anyway, that's how I'm starting to put detail on these leaves. I'm going to stop this video right now, but I'll be back to continue on. It's so good to see you. See you soon.